law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
This offseason has just been to finish and to build that toughness and grit, and that happens in training camp.
Travis Etienne fakes a handoff, runs it to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Travis Etienne out of the Wildcat.
Now, going into my year 3, it's about me putting all the pieces together from my year 1 to year 2, and now I feel like I'm able to just go out there and play ball with.
He's going to get in. He's going to get sacked back at the 20-yard line. Trayvon Walker made the sack.
I can make every play on the field. You know, that's the position that I'm put in at all times, and, you know, learn the capabilities that I can and will do it. Stop the run, be able to rush the passer, just, you know, executing your technique, man. If I can do that well, I can dominate.
He scrambles away. He's going to get hit. He's going to get sacked. Josh Allen got him inside the 40-yard line. He couldn't spin away that time. What a play by Josh Allen.
I never like to say too much before the year starts because it's a long year and you got to earn it every week. But I will say this is definitely the most talented team that I've been a part of since I've been here. No question about that. And I think the leadership is as good or better than I've ever seen it.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and
Hold my pocket.
Dylan Denver.
Oh, baby, we made it to Friday. It is it's sort of game week. It's exhibition week. It's preseason week number 1. Jags Chiefs on the field tomorrow. Let's go.
It's here, baby.
Slobber knocker, Tom.
Yeah, baby. Knock them out. Let's go. Mama said knock you out.
You got to listen to Mama.
Get them.
Right?
Absolutely.
No doubt. Tony Smith,
excited.
good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
How's things?
All good, man.
How's the status with your Jaguar game day credential?
We're all good.
Everything settled?
Yeah, we had someone going through the building down there that wasn't sure they could find it.
We can't find Tony's. I got that urgent call 10 minutes ago.
Code
But
blue.
it's been handled. I was like, I don't know why they wouldn't be. I did everything I was asked to do to get a credential, and then they found it.
You know what I did yesterday that overjoyed me? Downloaded those parking passes for the first couple of preseason games.
There you go.
Oh, that's clutch.
Yeah.
Got my credential. I'm ready to go. We are official for another season of Jaguar football.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't get my credentials. I don't
go
really
sit in the stands.
Yeah, I go sit in the stands.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have game day responsibilities.
The press box. I've never been in the press box, ever.
It's not that exciting.
I don't think
you get a free meal, which is nice. And
Yeah.
a little food at halftime.
It's far away for me to look. I'd be distracted.
It is a little far away.
You know,
you're sitting up there near the
You
top.
can't
You can
cheer.
bring binoculars if you want.
Can't show emotion.
Cannot.
There'd be some fights. There would, at least verbal. You know what I mean? If I was
It'd
up
be
there,
like-
'cause I'd
it'd
be
be like the
shut
guy
up.
at Planet
Don't
Fitness
tell me
going,
what
"Hey,
to do.
look."
Who are you?
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to say that. Well, too bad. I'm saying it
We can't
anyway.
hear you grunting
I'm
when you're
cheering
doing
for
your clean and jerks
You know,
over there,
that.
Tommy.
Go somewhere else.
Pockets, good morning. How are we?
Yo. Stomach is full. Donuts.
Oh,
Donuts
Munchkin. It was
for
Munchkin
sure.
morning.
Thank you very much.
On the program, man. And look, that's the Awaken 180 right there.
Yeah.
I got cheat days. I can eat just about anything I want.
Yeah.
Just don't eat a mound of it.
Is there a sugar count when you cheat? You try to like a grammage
No,
count?
I have full cheat day, eat whatever you want.
Oh,
Nothing.
nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I have too many
but
of those.
you
right
get to
now.
the point where you're like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to eat 6 dinners? You
Right,
don't want to eat that kind of stuff anymore. But 2-3 Munchkins, nobody's turning that down.
No, I know. I haven't hit it yet. I'm on this low sugar thing.
Are you?
Yeah. My wife told me the other night I'm looking a little too large. She wants me to trim down a little.
Here's what I like, Tommy, this week. Best of the week with Tom McManus, all right? I like your post-practice video.
Oh, I love doing them, man.
Wednesday.
But it's nice when they're positive. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
it's
the thing.
exciting and cool.
I said yesterday, I'm excited about this team's potential level of physicality because you're excited about it. You have, in many times in years past, and they got to be doing more hitting. There's got to be more physical play. They're not getting ready for the season.
Right.
That's not what you've seen in this camp.
Totally different, like night and day different. I mean, it's so exciting. That part about it, I've been really. I'll be honest with you. In years past, it kind of boring. You know. I mean, I'm not a fan in the way fans are. You know, like you stand there and watch Trevor throw. You know, into a friggin' hole all day long, and be happy and be excited. But no, it's been very competitive. It's been very physical. I mean, they're doing drill. And look, we it's great because you called for it, and not that they're doing it because of that, but it's
Maybe
here, and they did a 9-on-7 inside run drill the other day, but they half-lined it, right? So they only did like from center to the one side of the tackle, which was interesting because all the back did was really cut back. I was saying to camp, I was like, they should put the backside guard in there as well, and the other backside backer, and see if they can, make something happen with that. But they didn't do any of that last year. Like, there was no full pads. They went full pads tackle to the ground last week. They didn't do that till the last practice of camp last year. So to me, it's been night and day different on the physicality. And I'm telling you, you can see guys like Brandon Sheriff, man, he is so he looks rejuvenated to me. He does. He looks he looks, I don't know, more aggressive. He's
healthy. That's a big part of it.
Good. Mitch Morse, he's got that physical. I mean, that old line, and it's not just the O-line. The defensive line has been very physical. The corners have been ridiculously physical. And that comes from Ryan Nielsen's style of defense, which makes it even more exciting. So, yeah, hey, look, I do think you develop your grit, your toughness, all that stuff, your physicality in camp. And you got to be careful because you don't want a bunch of guys getting hurt for the season, that type of thing. Couple dings here, that's okay. They'll be back. But you do have to bang in camp. And for me, it's I love it. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I know, Tommy, that's been one of the things that you have been talking about throughout the offseason. Whenever it came up, how are they going to do the training this year? They talked about it when the season ended last year.
Yep.
We need to be tougher. Like, they knew. They put
More
that out
physical.
there as a goal. But it's not like every NFL team doesn't say those kind of things going into every offseason, right? Like, toughness, we got to be more physical. A new defensive coordinator comes in. They talk the way a defensive coordinator does. What's that going to look like when they actually get on the field? Well, your eyes are telling you they are putting more of a priority on that part of it in this training camp compared to the last couple of years.
You remember when I think it was Ryan Nielsen's first press conference, and he said, everyone thinks it's, my defense is based around the rush, but it's based around the corners. Mm-hmm. I kind of see it now just by the way they play that press coverage, right? Because it does. It's very aggressive, in your face. I'm going to disrupt your timing. You're going to have to fight for every inch on every route, as opposed to last year reading and reacting with no rush. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the hardest things to do. So it's a totally different mindset. And they've brought in those types of players. Mm-hmm. Ronald Darby, what does he like to do?
Press
Get
man.
your damn face. Yep. Right? Why Mitch Morse? Because Mitch Morse is a physical style football player. You know what I mean? So you're bringing in the right guys. Even those, man, I tell you, Mason Smith, I'm looking forward to seeing him in live action. This kid,
he's a specimen.
He's a specimen, and he's got an attitude, the right attitude to play defensive line. I think he's going to be an interesting guy to watch for sure. But those are the kind of players that they've brought in to manifest that whole, hey, we do have to be more physical. So let's not only say it and believe it and preach it and teach it, let's bring in guys that actually enjoy it, that enjoy that style of play. So I think it's been great. I'm excited about it.
The Jags announced yesterday the signing of UFL Defensive Player of the Year, Breeland Speaks, who had 9.5 sacks for Michigan in 10 games this year, right? And Tony and I were talking about this morning, how does a guy like this stay available? Granted, he's been a bit of a journeyman in the NFL, but, some guys, it takes a while, and it clicks for them, and he obviously had a very productive season. I think he's got a really good chance to make this roster, and here's why. I think what happened with Deshaun Dixon, I think Dixon was in that too deep.
I agree.
At edge.
Without a doubt, yep.
And instead of just saying, hey, we're going to bump everybody up a spot, I think they feel like here's a guy. Like, we sometimes talk about, why don't they go after this vet? Well, that vet probably wants a larger role than you're offering. Yep. Like, I don't know if Breeland Speaks wants to come in, try to be the last man.
He's just happy to have
on
a
the
shot.
And maybe, I don't know him, but, I think there's a chance that they say, all right, can this guy come in and just replace what we were expecting from Dixon, once he gets acclimated and everybody else kind of stays in the pecking order.
Is he what's his size? Is he a
6'3",
tweener?
285.
Oh, no, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's not that tweener.
Yeah, no, he's not at all.
Right.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Dixon was having a great camp, man. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. It sucks when you get hurt in camp, or any time, really. But yeah, good. Bring in another guy to compete and get after the QB and be very stout against the run.
It is weird, right? Like you see these guys just tear up the UFL.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I mean, someone's going to sign him at some point.
Yeah.
And then someone will just hang around for months and months and months.
I'm only guessing, but the stigma must be that the competition they're going against isn't what they're going to see in the NFL.
And,
even in camp.
Speaks is a player that's been around the league long enough now that everyone has whatever grade they have on him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like he was a draft pick in 2018. He's been around for a while. He's 28 years old. So everyone has whatever grade they've had.
Yeah.
And, he's bounced around with practice squads here the last 3-4 years, but he hadn't had a chance to play since his rookie year. He hadn't got a snap in a regular season game since his rookie year. So he is a guy that having the opportunity to catch someone's attention, playing that kind of football, maybe he gets an opportunity to, revive a career in the NFL, getting done what he got done. But it makes sense from a league perspective that they already know kind of what they think he is, and they aren't going to put so much into, well, he's doing that at what level? Against who?
Yeah, sack a game's a sack a game. You know what I mean? That's not no joke.
It's not like he had 3 sacks, right?
No, I know.
He dominated the league.
That's
got a sack a game.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, like you're saying. So, anyway, look, I don't know.
Good for him.
I hope he, he obviously has got to not just live off those stats. He's got to go out and prove that he's worth it.
But he should feel pretty confident, Look what he just did. Now let's roll and get it done and get to see the NFL guys.
All right, the Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day today. No keys to victory on this Friday. We're not worried about that so much, although maybe you are. Okay, here's the question. Which of these would be the best measure of success for the Jags versus the Chiefs tomorrow? A, the first-team offense comes out and looks good. B, the first-team defense, considering you're going against Mahomes and company, the first-team defense looks good. C, no major injuries. Or D, the final score. I threw that in there because there are always a few absolutists. If you're playing a game, you play to win on the scoreboard. So far, out of 188 votes, one person has voted for the final score. Yes, one has voted for the final score.
What do you mean on the defense? I can figure out looks good. What does the offense looking good?
First team, Trevor Lawrence. Let's say he has 2 drives, they put up 10 points. Right, go down, get a touchdown, get a field goal, something like that. Right, and looks not disjointed,
rhythm.
Maybe, and I'm hoping they get a short yardage opportunity to see if they can convert it. But, whatever your definition of the first-team offense showing up and looking
touchdown
good.
drive at least for me.
Absolutely.
And guess what? If you do it on the first drive,
maybe enough.
I'd like to see you later.
Depending on how many snaps you get.
Depending how long the drive was.
We were talking about the other day with John Ozier. If Trevor throws a bomb to Brian Thomas on the first play for a touchdown, I think you're coming out for another series.
You're coming back
but you're feeling pretty good when you do take the field at that point. All right, so you can hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Or on the Garber Automotive phone lines today at 641-1010. Same number for the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hop in the YouTube virtual studio and participate in the chat there as well. Whatever you want to do, it's Munchkin Day on Jaguars Today. So be a part of it. We'll hear from Trevor Lawrence coming up. D-Rock is going to join us in hour number 2 for a camp report. We got Phonus interruptus yesterday. We had some issues with the phone lines yesterday, right in the middle of D-Rock's report. So he's going to jump back on board with us in about an hour from now. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Dan Hicken.
You know my song, Love Me Sexy?
Yeah, everybody loves that song, man. It was #1 in the country.
I stole it.
No.
Jeff Prosser.
I'm sure you've all heard the rumors, and they are true.
Mornings on 1010XL.
This thing was a disaster from the word go.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update. Brought to you by USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. It'll be bronze or bust for the U.S. men's water polo team, which lost to 2-time defending gold medalist Serbia in the semifinals today, 10-6. Team USA will play either Hungary or Croatia in the bronze medal match on Sunday. The American men haven't won a medal since taking silver at the 2008 Beijing Games. The U.S. women's water polo team plays the Netherlands for bronze tomorrow. Just getting underway this hour after a disappointing 5-set loss to Poland in the semis. The U.S. men's volleyball team will be squaring off against Italy in the bronze medal match this morning. Team USA is looking to win its first medal since taking home the bronze at the 2016 Rio Games. It finished 10th in Tokyo. Later, the U.S. women's basketball team will look to build on its 59-game winning streak when it tips off against Australia in the semis. With this Summer Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Certainly facing challenging economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, comforting to know my money is in good hands with ITP Partners. Ticket here for ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. I'll admit it, I don't understand a ton about the economy. Higher interest rates, 401ks, but I do know as I move closer to retirement, I continue to watch my money grow. Thanks to Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. Get in the game, guys. ITP Partners, always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751.
This patriotic chant mirrors the enthusiastic efforts our American athletes have dedicated to their quest for a gold medal at this summer's Olympics in Paris. USAPark.net Airport Parking is your safe and secure parking for when you fly out of JIA. No matter where you're going, whether you're traveling to the Olympics to support our athletes or just visiting Grandma, remember to park at USAPark.net.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
It's soccer around the world, and here at home on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour, Monday evenings on 10:10 a.m. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk, Mondays at 6 on 1010XL.
I-9 Sports wants to make sure kids all over the First Coast can enjoy growing up on a field or in a gym. And right now, fall and winter registration is open. Find out what I-9 Sports offers across Duval, Clay, and St. John's. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. I know that hearing another ad for Jacksonville's best promo company interrupts Jacksonville's best sports talk, but at least it isn't a political ad. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Expert Automotive is ready to keep you cool this summer. Right now, get an AC inspection or a system cooling checkup. Your choice for only $19.99. Their gift to you this summer is $50 off any service and a free tire rotation with any service. Their ASE certified technicians can keep your car cool without breaking the bank this summer. Call them at 374-3373 to get an appointment today. Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
All right, Dylan Denmark going to try to get his electric boogaloo on today, Tony, as it appears breakdancing has finally begun in Paris at the Olympics.
It's your go-to.
Well, I've been looking forward to seeing it, quite frankly, to see what they're doing. I will say, from what I saw, it looked like videos of what kids were doing like in 1992.
Yeah.
You know, so have we evolved the genre? You know, like, yeah. I don't know what I expect them to do, spin around on their pinky finger or something like that.
Yeah, but, I do wonder if you're an athlete in a sport that has put in that we want to be a part of the Olympic Games. Like, you put in, we want to be a part of it for the first time. And they said, you know what? Pass. And then you turn on the TV and see the breakdance, and it's like, what do they got that we don't have?
Yeah. This is crazy.
Look at it.
We
Look
don't
at all
have
the
baseball.
Fans. Yeah.
I mean, I think breakdancing is pretty phenomenal, quite frankly.
That's
you know, like,
yeah.
The first time you spin on your head.
No way.
Like I'd be like, are you kidding me? I'm going to snap my neck.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
You got to do neck exercises.
Obviously you do, right? But you were talking about, Tom, the table tennis is just
unbelievable.
It's freaky, right?
Like,
see the guy? He had the shot. It bounces on his side, and it's going off the end of the table. And he comes down, hits it way below the table.
Yeah.
And the guy can't see what kind of spin he's putting on it, right? So it pops up, goes over the net, and lands. And when it does, it bounces right back to the guy's side. Like, the guy never had a chance to even hit it.
Wow.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
It's nuts, right,
Yeah,
what they do.
nuts.
They'll stand there like 20 feet away from the table, just swinging as hard as they can.
Right.
They're like, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Yeah.
ta-ta-ta.
Like, are they guessing, or
It's
can
like
they
the
actually
freaking
see
Matrix,
the ball? You
I know
what
Kung
mean?
Fu. I know table
It's like a fastball, Major League Baseball. Like, can you actually see the ball coming? You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Like,
but even closer. I mean, these guys are wicked.
fastball gets on you, I mean, so quick.
Yeah.
It's God. I mean, God bless Daniel Murphy. How he ever put the bat on the ball?
No, right.
And you see these guys, and they're just like watching it, tracking it, and you're like, "Why'd you swing at that?" Well, you got about a third of a second to decide.
Right, split second to figure out I'm pulling the trigger. Right. Yeah.
I'm just happy that we came back and beat Serbia in basketball yesterday because it was looking rough.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't see it, but I saw the.
I watch every bucket down 17.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's that, and the golf is my. You know, what I'm watching the Olympics primarily for at this
Really?
time.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite
ones that are left.
Yeah, well,
the track and field was incredible.
Track and field's always good.
That
but
was
like
awesome.
if you're giving me a choice, I'd rather watch Scotty Scheffler or LeBron James and Steph Curry.
Oh, not me. I mean, I those sprinters are something else. I love
They
them.
definitely are.
And the swimmers.
Taking a bronze with COVID's pretty impressive. Seriously.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Right?
I know. He's a beast.
COVID.
That was great. I mean, just all of it. The women were great. The guys, they were great, man. It's. I tell you what, it was nice to have as our dog days of summer before football. You know what I mean? Kind of helped us out.
A couple weeks to get you through.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did watch some. Been watching some volleyball.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, beach and the court.
I've been watching more of the indoor than the beach stuff. It's not like I go out of my way, but if I'm like, oh, it's USA versus whomever, I'll watch it.
The men's indoor team blew an opportunity a couple days ago to get into the gold medal game.
Who'd they lose to?
China? Was it China that beat us?
I don't think so.
The ladies beat Brazil yesterday, right?
Yes.
I wonder if you could ever have football, American football in it, but it wouldn't be.
Well, the flag.
The
flag's coming.
Is it?
Yeah, and
for the Olympics it is?
For the Olympics, and a lot of NFL, well, I say a lot.
The closest you get to American football at the Olympics is going to be that 7-on-7 rugby. Yeah. I don't think they'll do anything else that comes close to that.
I don't. Right, they're never going to do full tackle football.
Yeah, and the 7-on-7 rugby's fun, right? Because it is way wide open. Yeah. It is a game that's about space as opposed to typical rugby that you see. Right. So it's cool. You have the opportunity to have a play like they had at the end of that rugby match, where you can go the whole field because you just break it open.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like that kind of thing can happen in 7-on-7 rugby. That full squad stuff, you're not doing.
Right. Well, I mean, think about it. Right. At most, you'd be able to have 8 teams, right? Because you got to get the games in.
Right.
And you can't just play them every 2 or 3 days.
Right.
So you do one right at the opening. 8 teams play, you get it down to 4. Then 4 teams play, and you get it down to 2, and then you got the championship game. But there are several players in the NFL have expressed their desire to play in the Olympics for flag football.
Yeah, right.
Which would be interesting with training camps and all that, and how that'll all get impacted.
Yeah. Just don't ask Tyreek Hill to play defense. You'll be all right.
Tyreek probably should go into training now. Just, whatever. The Miami Dolphins right now, if you follow what the beat writers are saying, they are really worried about that offensive line. They are really worried about they've had some departures on the offensive line. Robert Hunt, Connor Williams.
No, I know.
And they're like, Tua better be ready to get rid of the ball quick.
Is Armstead back
this year?
Tehran?
I think
because he was injured a little bit again last year.
I think he is back.
Yeah,
but overall, there's a lot of change on that offensive line. They've had some injuries on the defensive side, and it doesn't look like some of those key guys from last year that got hurt are going to be ready for the opener, which is good. I mean, there's no excuse for this Jags team. Great. You're playing against Miami. They're going to be at home.
Yep.
They have some potent weapons out there. Okay.
Yep.
Big boy football. Let's go beat them.
Yep.
Get
in their face.
I am feeling a little bit better about that game the closer we get because the Jags defense, granted, you can fool yourself in training camp.
You can.
But it's been, kind of putting me in a place where I feel like, they can put some pressure on Tua.
Well, let me tell you something. It's night and day different as far as how they suffocate an offense or trying to, as opposed to last year. There was hardly any of that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different in that regard. They're just, playing that press coverage. They're in a 4-2 a lot. At least they have been in camp. So I don't know how much 4-3 they're actually going to play. Right. We'll see. It depends, how the offense.
Particularly against Miami. And now Miami likes to run the ball.
No, they do. Yeah, but I tell you, the hardest, when it's 4-2-5 and you can run the football, that's when you got a defense on its heels. Because it's hard to stop the run when you only have 6 in the box.
Right.
You got your 4 and your 2, and the other guys are spread out trying to cover the pass or what have you.
And Miami likes to do that with the speed that they have.
So they'll always have a hat on a hat. It's hard to beat a hat on a hat when you're trying to stop a run
game. Can, even though you're playing that 4-2-5, you can walk one of those safeties up, right?
You can. They could be the number 7, right? Usually 8, right, if you had to, because then you outnumber them. With 8, there's always a free guy.
Right.
7, I don't think there is. 6,
yeah, I don't know if I want to go 8 in the box because, we talk about jamming those guys on the outside. You better not miss.
No, right.
On Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
You're not going to do 8 in the box. That's the whole deal.
Certainly not against that team. You wouldn't.
No, well, they'll go 3 wides and still run the ball is what I'm saying.
Right.
And if you're in a 4-2, it's tough to stop the run in a 4-2 is all I'm saying.
All right, let's come back in a moment, and let's hear from Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback, on the eve of the Jags preseason opener against the Kansas City Chiefs. How is training camp been going? What is he looking forward to accomplishing this weekend? Don't forget the Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day is out there. We got over 200 votes on this already. It's really a 2-horse race. Which will be the best measure of success for the Jags, in your opinion? The first-team offense looks good. First-team defense looks good. No major injuries, or the final score will tell you. We're now up to 2 votes for the final score out of 210. So pulling that solid 1%. I threw it in there almost for comic relief. at this point in time. All right, we'll come back and we'll hear from the quarterback of your Jacksonville Jaguars. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You heard me right this morning, eating a few munchkins. Like, here's the thing. With Awaken 180, you're not starving yourself. You eat real food. You eat to lose weight. You train your body how to burn fat. And once you get to a certain point, man, like, if I bought 50 munchkins in the past, I'd want to eat 30 or 40 of them, right? I don't feel that way anymore. 3 or 4, that's fine, as long as you do things in moderation. And I'm telling you, once the weight comes off and you start to have those months after months of success stacking up, those good numbers on the scale, you're not going to want to go back to being the way you were. Trust me, that's been the case for me. It's that way for Hacker, for Matt Hayes, and everybody else that I know that's been trying Awaken 180 and having great success. Call 844-346-1800 if you want to lose weight, and more importantly, keep that weight off. I guess equally importantly, keep that weight off. You can do it with Awaken 180 weight loss with an over 98% satisfaction rating from over 21,000 customers. Go online and schedule a free consultation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today. For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
Hey, it's Joe C. My friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can elevate your grilling experience with a durable, high-end grill from great brands like Coyote, DCS, Alfresco, and American Made, and make an outdoor kitchen custom-built to your taste and lifestyle. Visit their local showroom and see all the new displays at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
Pickett here. Brace for hurricane season with our friends at Rhino Shield. Their home exterior coatings withstand 96-mile-per-hour wind-driven rains, keeping your home safe and dry. Rhino Shield's advanced ceramic technology also helps keep your home cooler and reduces your energy bill. This summer, take advantage of their 30% off, 0% interest financing offer, plus a 25-year warranty. Call Rhino Shield, 414-4868. That's 414-4868 for a free estimate, or visit rhinoshieldjax.com. That's rhinoshieldjax.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound, and a signing bonus? Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
The Reggie Hunt Memorial Golf Classic fundraiser golf tournament is Friday, October 25th at Amelia River Golf Club. All proceeds support Big Brothers Big Sisters. Register at the Big Brothers Big Sisters events page.
We will be perfect.
Training camp.
You drop a pass, you run a mile.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL. Get daily training camp coverage brought to you by Roland Reich Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Perfection
on 1010XL.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
For a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 August 24th at Daytona, answer this question. Who has the most victories in the Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Meet Dennis, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
My first treatment, I actually felt a great improvement. It actually allowed me to dress myself by increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I did physical therapy for approximately 8 weeks, and it did not help in increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I've told many people about the results that I had. I thought it was incredible. I'm very active. I do play a lot of golf, I fish a lot, I hunt, I bowl, and it just made it a lot easier with less pain. The pain is more manageable, yes. I don't take medications.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit gobiotarget.com today.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The preseason opener is officially here tomorrow with kickoff against the Chiefs at 7. Head coach Doug Peterson met with the media yesterday morning, stating he believes you play like you practice.
I mean, it's very few that the light just comes on when the lights come on. I do think you play like you practice. I believe that the more time on the grass during the week that you practice and play, and it's all preparation. It's all preparing for a game. And when you are prepared, you go play well.
Catch the game live on 1010XL with the kickoff show beginning at 2 and kickoff at 7. JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Chiefs this Saturday. Let them do the driving. With multiple locations around town and passes starting just $10 on the My JTA app. To learn more, visit JTAFLA.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
I don't know, Tony. It's probably me. I'm putting the mush on the U.S. lady golfers over in France. Yesterday, I was like, oh, look at Nelly Korda up there at the top of the leaderboard. Next thing you know, quadruple bogey 7 on a par 3.
Sounds like my game.
She's climbing back up. So she came into the day 2 under. She is currently 5 under, 2 shots back. Fellow American Rose Zhang was just tied for the lead at 7 under, and then she just promptly double bogeyed her 16th hole. And she is so you got a couple of ladies right now tied for 5th place, 2 strokes back, so within striking distance. So hopefully I won't jinx them too bad. I'll be checking them out over the next, I guess, 24 hours or so. They'll wrap things up tomorrow with round 4. All right, let's get to Trevor Lawrence, quarterback of your Jacksonville Jaguars. And Tom, you talked about that press coverage and the aggressiveness of Ryan Nielsen's defense. Trevor was asked about, have the windows to throw into been noticeably tighter for him this year compared to last season?
Yeah, and it's really good to practice against that. Not everyone plays that way. Like, there's different philosophies on defense, but when you go against our defense that does play that way, it's very physical on the outside. There's no air, there's no cushion for the most part. Obviously they adjust and they have different looks, but timing has to be perfect. Landmarks have to be perfect. Communication between myself and the receivers or tight ends or whoever is critical, because the windows are, way smaller, because they're getting matched on different things, where usually you're expecting this play versus soft coverage, or you have some space to run, different things. It presents challenges where it makes us look at our system too in certain plays, be like, all right, this play is not great against that, or maybe we want to motion it this way or whatever. I think it really makes you look at the full picture and see how you can get better, because you're not just getting, off coverage where you can just run and get off the line and do whatever you want. They challenge you, and I think that is good for us to see, especially in camp.
Yeah, it is good, Tom, right, that they can give them that look, because we all watch NFL games, and there are some throws where you're like, man, that guy's wide open. Wide open. Even for us, he'd be wide open. But, Trevor Lawrence has the arm. You got to have the arm to be able to fit it in that tight window, but you also have to have the anticipation, the accuracy, the timing, all those things right now. Are you seeing this show up on the? I know you've liked the physicality of play, but are you seeing more of this execution on tight window stuff?
Without a doubt, even on the completions, it seems like the DBs are right there. The coverage is right on them. He's right. I mean, look, the windows do tighten when you go against a defense that plays coverage like that. There's always holes in zones, right? We know this, especially when you're not under pressure. You know what I mean? So the windows are tight. And I tell you what, I think that's why he might have, quote-unquote, struggled early in camp, just not being used to that, and maybe relying more on his arm than the anticipation and the accuracy.
And the toughest part of the field to do all that, too.
Yeah, they threw him right into the fire. That's another thing I like about this camp. Like, they threw them right into the fire with that red zone work that first day. Normally that's like day 4, like you're doing first down, second down,
You're building up
to it. They went right into the fire, and it was a highly contested, competitive red zone drill. So, look, and he's been much better. We're going to see more, going to see it in the games. That's for everybody. But Trev looks good. They look good, man. They, look, Thomas looks good. He's very smooth. I mean, he runs like he's not even trying. He catches the ball effortlessly. He can really get down the field. Kirk looks really good. Their wide receiver core overall looks pretty impressive. I think even with is it Cephas?
Yeah, Joshua Cephas.
Yeah, he's good. Elijah Cooks has shown some things. Trammell catches everything. I don't know if they'll find a spot for him, but that guy, he's a little guy, but man, he catches everything thrown to him. But
Denzel Mims has had his moments. I mean, Seth Williams has had his moments. Right, and most of these names we just mentioned, not going to.
They might not be here,
a couple of them be on the practice squad.
Right, sure. But yeah, and it's good to go against that. Like Trevor said, he's like, look, we don't go against that every time, but when we do, it's good to go against it because our defense has already shown us how it is. So that's a good experience for him as a QB and them as an offense.
One of the options this morning on the poll question that we're asking about the game tomorrow and what would be a successful game, among the popular answers we would have gotten if we just left it open would have been injury-free, right? Yeah. Coming out of this game this week against Kansas City. Well, Trevor Lawrence at least has that in mind as well. He said it is a win to come out of tomorrow night's game healthy.
That's a huge win. It's walking away healthy. I do think that the work is really important and making it count and getting good reps and learning from them and making the corrections, and especially for younger guys, but not just younger guys that are newer to the system or to the team or whatever it is, just getting up to speed and correcting some of the mistakes that happened early on. And I have seen all the guys do that, including myself. Like, obviously, I've made some mistakes too in training camp, and that's what it's about is getting those things ironed out, whether it's timing, whether it's just you're going to have days where some days just the ball doesn't come off my hand quite the way I want it to, and working through that stuff, the timing with the guys, anticipation, protection stuff up front, communicating with Mitch, who's obviously new. I think that is a win too, is really getting on the same page throughout training camp with all the looks. But, I mean, honestly, most important thing is staying healthy because you got to have all your guys.
Yeah, and our poll reflects that today. More people are choosing. You can only have one option, right? But there are multiple things. Like, okay, you all stayed healthy, but the offense, Trevor's 1 for 7 for 6 yards, right? Well, for the next 2 weeks, because we're not going to see him playing another preseason game, there's going to be a lot of what the hell is going on here. So there's more than one thing that goes into it. I just thought there'd be a little bit more love for the first team defense looking good, just considering that Mahomes is expected to play maybe a quarter, maybe a series or two, but there's some, the frontline guys are expected to play some for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing Ryan Nielsen's defense against Mahomes and company, and just seeing how they compete and seeing if they make it hard on them. Like it's hard for them to drive down the field and make they're going to make their plays. They're great, but let's just see. It's going to be a vanilla style, I would imagine, type offense being run in defense. I'm more about I just want to see our offense, go down the field and score. I mean that, and look, injury. It depends level of injury. A couple dings, I'll take. Losing like 6-8 weeks or the year. I don't obviously.
And who are we talking about? Obviously, and that's a brutal reality, right? Because you've been there, right? Yep. You weren't Kevin Hardy. You're a good player. You're a starter for the team, right? But you lose a guy who is maybe a fringe starter or number 2 on the depth chart compared to losing a guy that maybe ticketed for the practice
They replaced
squad.
me in '99. They moved Lonnie March to middle, and they went about their way. You're
There's
right.
certain guys, though, that
Certain
are
guys.
just tough to replace.
Like Kirk. Like, you don't want Kirk.
How are you going to replace that?
You can't.
On this
Can't
roster right now. Let's go Parker Washington.
So, yeah. But I'll look, even with the physical practices, I know some people are like, man, guys are getting hurt. They're getting dinged. They're not major. The concussion, obviously, you got to be careful of. But that's going to happen when you have physical camps, physical practices.
Trevor Lawrence talking up his former Clemson teammate, Travis Etienne, yesterday. And I'll just say this. I told the boys, save those dates for the first week of NFL football, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays when we draft our Jaguars Today fantasy leagues. I know you and Fan Cam will be back. If you think you're going to get Travis Etienne outside the first round in any of those leagues, you're probably kidding yourself, right? Like, because his consensus average draft position pick that he's going at right now is 24th overall. Okay, when you're in a league full of Jaguar fans and there are 14 teams in it, he'll go like 10th. I would think, if he makes it that long. Comments like these will not drive the price down. As Trevor Lawrence says, this is the best he has seen Etienne look in his time here in Jacksonville.
He's looked great. I'm just excited every year. I mean, he's just gotten better and better. I think as far as just his vision and his discipline in the run game, he's taken even another step. I thought he took a huge step last year, and this year's even better. His hands out of the backfield and just his route running, honestly. I mean, he's done a great job of just getting open and really expanding what he can bring to the table for our offense. I mean, he's not just a guy that we're going to run the ball, get him on the perimeter and some of the run game and get him in space. He really is a guy that's a threat down the field now, and I feel like that's only going to help him, one, get the ball more, and only going to help our offense become more explosive, because now you truly have a fifth guy to defend in the passing game. So I think it's going to be really good for us, really good for him. Obviously, that's going to help. Travis is a guy you want to get in space as much as you can. And I think being able to do that in the passing game is easier than always trying to find it in the run game. That can be a little harder. And even on his body throughout the season, take some miles off of him too. So I think all the way around, it's been a really great training camp for him. He's looked good. Every year I've said it, but it's the best I've seen him look. I said that last year, and he looks even better this year. So I'm excited for him.
Well, it would help, Tone, if they open up some holes for him up front as well, and he's not running into not trying to slip 2 tackles in the backfield just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the only person on the team that would know better than Trevor about how much better he is year to year would be Travis.
Yep.
Right? And those guys have been playing together since they started playing college football. They've been together through this entire process at Clemson and now here in Jacksonville. And look, I'm not surprised that Trevor's saying those kind of things about Etienne. Those are the kind of reports we're getting. I don't know how much more involved he can be in the pass game than he was last year. There may be a little bit more space for it, but I don't know how much more space there is really for it.
Well, I think I feel like he's becoming more like a C-Mac kind of weapon, Can do it from the home position at tailback, can get him in the slot and let him work a nickel or a linebacker, run the wheel route down the field. I like what Trev says about down the field. He is definitely a weapon in that passing game. But, look, he catches a lot of balls regardless, right? Yeah. I mean, so I don't understand what you're saying. Are you going to have called plays for him in the slot? Maybe 1 or 2. It's not going to be like a
But those wheel routes are like those can be potential game changers.
Touchdowns, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
especially with him running them.
It's one thing, like he's obviously competent, as a check down receiver. Can they take that to a little higher level? Will we see on occasion Etienne on the field split out of the backfield with Tank back there, perhaps?
Well, I've seen Etienne lined out wide, I think, on occasion.
Yeah, in the early part of stuff, like we're not trying to give away anything, but they move him around.
You got to be careful saying that
well,
stuff.
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to give nothing away.
I know you weren't, but I think
moving him around.
I think there's been enough of that that's happened during, obviously open practices early on, where, because they do announce after the fourth period, no filming. No recording, none of that. And, I get it. You're trying to keep it close to the vest.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Trevor Lawrence was also asked about the group of wide receivers that he's going to be playing with this year. He's got, obviously, Brian Thomas Jr., the rookie, coming in, some new faces in that room as well. And he was asked about the big learning curve that group is going through as they go through camp.
There's always wrinkles, and I think for receivers, it's always kind of a learning curve of every day is really different in camp. You're not game planning. You don't have this is our plan for the week, learn it, and go execute it. During the season, it's more structured, and you kind of know what to expect. In training camp, you're just doing a bunch of different things, and you're getting sometimes bad looks on defense because you're not game planning your defense. You're not just trying to put in plays just to beat them. You want to put in all your plays so when you get to the season, you've ran them all. So I think it's more challenging for them because there's every play to pick from. So some of the details I think we need to get better, not just Elijah, but just, all the younger receivers and even guys that just got here. I think just hone in on the details. And like I said to Mia earlier, was when you get the press coverage and you get stuff like that and it's physical, they're even more critical because timing is imperative. I can't be late on throws, so you can't be coming out of your route early. You can't go too deep, can't be too short, whatever it is. All that stuff really matters, and I think we've seen that throughout camp, which has been good for us.
Been a big emphasis on making sure all the quarterbacks work with all the different receivers. Because you saw it last year. I mean, you lose Zay, you lose Kirk. All of a sudden, other guys are thrust into bigger roles.
Yep.
You don't want Week 12 to come along and go, man, we have really not had any reps with these guys together.
Well, and you think like even last year, like I think Elijah Cooks may have gotten like 20 snaps, 22, and maybe was thrown once.
I think he had 3 catches.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah, I think I want to say he had 3 in one game, and that was the only game that he had a reception, if I'm not mistaken. I could be misremembering, but
yeah, I remember the one he threw. The first one he threw, he dropped. That was in what game was that? I feel like that was a night game in Jacksonville.
Yeah, 3 catches on 4 targets for 38 yards.
Yeah, so they need a little bit more rapport. So I see what he's saying. Like, you're right, because who did Trevor go to? Right, it was Ingram. And then Kirk's out, so
right?
Then, Zay's out,
and Ingram.
Then it's Ridley trying to get it to Ridley.
Ingram caught 114 balls, but he caught him for a very low yards per catch average because all right, we're going to let you catch that, we're going to tackle him, and you're not going to kill us, you're not going to beat us too often doing that. When we return, more from Trevor Lawrence, specifically on what he's seen from some of his young receivers, what he's seen from Mitch Morse. What about Press Taylor calling plays and other issues that he was asked about yesterday in anticipation of the Jags and the Chiefs, the preseason opener for both teams, coming up tomorrow at Everbank Stadium. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Welcome to the jungle.
We are We're 2 more to die, baby.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select a new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us, and with that comes cooler weather. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business, so give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Hayes Carline for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332. Go to flyskylife.com and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Bueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, an asphalt marketer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Sheldon Fish. Today's category, air conditioner repair experts in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, I bet it's going to be Bueller.
Your question. Unlike Jacksonville, the Sahara Desert has a complete lack of air conditioner repair experts. What kind of camels do they ride?
That's not really a question about air conditioner repair.
5 seconds.
But that's a camel question.
Pick a camel, Sheldon.
The Arabian dromedary.
That's right, Sheldon. Like the majestic Arabian dromedary, the skilled technicians at Bueller Air & Plumbing can repair any make and model of air conditioner the same day you call, making sure you are cool.
They don't spit, do they?
No, but Steve, the new guy, has a bit of a hump.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa, you'll huddle up with the Heels at the overhang bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010XL.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by JEA. The FSU Seminoles wrap up practice number 2 in Jacksonville yesterday and head back to Tallahassee for their second scrimmage on Saturday. Head coach Mike Norvell spoke to media after yesterday's practice of how proud he is of the team so far.
Really, for the last 2 days, proud of the work that we've been able to get. A lot of situations that we really, I think I've mentioned, earlier this week, and we've accelerated the situational work. Today we got some goal line, short yardage. Back-to-back day of full pads. It's 5 straight days of going after it, and I'm really pleased with what's showing up. We've got to continue to improve in our execution. I think the guys, look, like I said yesterday, looking at the numbers, the output that they're investing, they're preparing at a high level.
The Noles are 15 days until kickoff in Ireland. It's 91 degrees at 11 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air & Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
What is this, a live version?
Yeah.
This is
Classic.
Queen doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
1985.
I just haven't heard this version, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I've got a live album of Queen somewhere back at the house. What's the most recent album you're listening to, Tommy Mac? Album or music. What's the most recent thing you're listening to?
So this morning at the gym, I had my headset on, and my last 3 songs were Screaming Suicide, Lux Eterna, and 72 Seasons by Metallica.
He's on the new Metallica.
And all that's great. You're into SZA.
I do like SZA. Yeah, SZA's cool.
I see you actually post about SZA sometimes.
No, it's soothing. She's got a great voice. My kids are all into like different stuff, and I like a lot of different stuff too. We play a lot of country in the house, believe it or not. And there was a time where I didn't like country at all. Like, country. Now I actually love country.
All right.
You know, had a little. Oh man, I love Nothing But a G thing. I had that to warm up this morning.
Nice. Tommy's eclectic, man.
Yeah, no, you stretch to it. It's just kind of nice, falling back on that ass. I just love that line. That's one of my favorite lines. Every time he says that line, I smile. I don't know.
All right.
That's just the way I am.
We got D-Rock coming up in about 20 minutes. We got more from Trevor Lawrence. Let's get a call or two in here at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Sean on the south side first up. Sean, good morning. You're on Jaguars Today.
Hey, morning, fellas. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I'm excited, man, this weekend. See some Jag football. Been a long time coming. But I got 2 questions. First question is, why are some of our starters playing, like Josh Allen and Trayvon? I feel like we already know what we got with them. We can even make an argument for Lewickin. And my second question is Doug Peterson putting his future on the line by still fiddling with this Press Taylor crap? And I'll take y'all comments offline.
All right, appreciate it. Look, we'll find out if it's crap. If Press Taylor has a good year calling plays, then he won't. But, yeah, I do think there's some risk when the owner of the team says, I have a preference for Doug Peterson to call the plays, but I'm going to put the ball in his court. Yep. Because then if Doug doesn't call the plays and his OC – the offense struggles, that's going to be the focal point, whether it's the root cause of all of it or not. There's going to be a lot of chatter about that. So I don't know if job on the line, future on the line may be a little strong.
Yeah.
But it's not zero risk, depending on how things go.
No, I mean, look, I think Doug's a fantastic play caller, but I don't just execute the play called and maybe got a chance. Now, there were times where I was questioning the play call, but I think I understand why he was doing so many bubble screens, because he couldn't run the ball anywhere, because he couldn't pass the ball anywhere, because Kirk was gone and your protection broke down and you had nowhere to go. I mean, so you're trying to come up with stuff. And look, again, if the players execute 50% better last year, we're not even talking about this. And it sounds like Trevor's pretty comfortable with press calling plays, I think. I don't know what else he's going to say.
Right.
So I would imagine even Shad Khan, when has asked Trevor, are you okay with press call? He seems to be more hands-on these days, so maybe he's asked that. I don't know. I mean, look, let's and maybe it's just for the preseason. Maybe it's just to give press a little more experience. I don't know.
The one thing,
that's what head coaches do.
Moving press from the press box, no pun intended, to the sideline. I think it's fair, and others have observed this and made this same kind of connection, that if you think everything's running the way you want it to, you don't have to change things up, right? So I think that's somewhat of an acknowledgement that it needs to be better than it was, right? And is that enough? And maybe Doug will see how it plays out over the next 3 weeks, right? Because he has said no final decision has been made. Now, to the first point that Sean made about playing some of these guys, that's just a philosophical thing, I think, with some teams. Like, if they had said, hey, you know what, we're not going to see Josh Hines-Allen, we're not going to see Foye Oluokun, I don't think anybody would bat an eye, right? At some point, you're going to see them in the preseason, but do you need to see them this week? I don't know. Does Kansas City need to see Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, right.
Right?
They just won the Super Bowl.
And at least
won 2 in a row.
At least in Jacksonville on the defensive side, they haven't played a live action snap in this defense yet. I don't think it's a bad idea to get them, 8 to 10 reps just playing this new defense on the field. Kansas City can at least fall back on, it's year 10 of Mahomes doing what he's going to be asked to do, for a couple of snaps this week. So you can fall back on those kind of things in some places. Jacksonville, if they didn't play him this week, we'd be like, okay,
Right.
No big deal. If they want to play him, it's also no big deal to me at least.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd rather play him a little bit and then get him out. But you guys, they're creatures of habit, man. You play football. That's what you are. You get ready on game day. You get dressed. You go through the warm-up. You go through all that stuff, and then you go play. You don't have to play, a ton of reps, but, you got to keep that, I think, that kind of schedule on there. By the way, if I may, back to Press being on the field, that kind of makes sense with it's easier to communicate when you're right there than even up in the box, even though it's just the microphone. I get it, but little body language, little,
the guy in the eye.
Coming by him and, hey, man, let's try this, whatever. Just maybe kind of being there, overlooking even more so. So, I don't know. I think a lot gets made out of the play con. Let's just look. Let's see how they do this year. Let's see how they come out, and we'll take it from there. Like you said, Doug, it's not set in stone. It's not. We'll figure it out once the regular season starts.
All right, Fan Cam is up next year on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Cam.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's hard to believe we're one day away. I'm more geeked up than Hacker on the teacup ride, I'll tell you. I got a question for you guys on the new I got a new question on the kickoff rules. I've been thinking about it, and there's no value in hang time anymore. You figure they're going to bloop the ball down between the 10 and the goal line if possible, but there's no advantage to hang time because you can't move until the ball's touched anyway. And a kick like that gives the guy a chance, like an outfielder, to come running into the ball and have a full head of steam when he catches it. I'm thinking some kind of line drive knuckling ball that lands somewhere between the 15 and the 5 would be an ideal way to attack the new kickoff rules. I'd love to hear what you guys think, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But for all that is right in this life and the next, just give me a good one, guys.
All right, Cam.
Weekend, and everybody have fun tonight.
Yep. See you, buddy. I don't know how. I'm not Cam Little. Obviously knows a lot more about this than we do collectively, but I don't know how easy it is to say serve up a knuckling line drive that lands between this yard line and this yard line. Right. Because if you knuckle it and if it just dips too soon, it may go out of bounds. It may hit before the 20.
Right.
That any number of things.
Through the end zone, it could
if it lands between the 20 and the goal line and goes for the end zone, I believe you get it at the 20.
At the 20.
Right. But if it goes to the end zone on the fly, you get it out to the 30. And I think it's the same if it lands short of the 20.
Yeah.
You have the option to take it at the 30 as well if you want.
They were working that drill pretty hard a couple days ago. Got a good eye at what it's going to be interesting. I mean, they're not full speed, so it's really kind of hard.
And will we really see let's say Cam's right and they had a plan.
Yeah.
And they're going to knuckle these things down there and Cam Little is this weapon able to pull this thing off. They're not going to show that.
No, right.
In the preseason.
I will tell you this, man. There's still going to be some big time violent hits because it's 20 yards. Some of those returns they catch it in at wherever they're catching by the goal line, and then they got a good 15, 20 yard head start. By that time, the defender's got past his guy. He's got a 10-yard. There's going to be some major collisions.
There'll be some, but there won't be 40-yard dead sprint decleaters. I don't think. There may be some decleaters.
There'll be some decleaters, I bet.
Sure. But you don't see it that often on kickoffs anyway. It's just when you do, and that guy has been running 40 yards at a dead sprint, then, boy. All right, let's get a few more in from Trevor Lawrence while we got time here. D-Rock coming up in about 15 minutes. Trevor Lawrence talking about Brian Thomas Jr. and the fact that they're asking him to do a little bit of everything as a receiver right now.
We're asking him to kind of do everything just to see. You get a new guy and you want to see how he runs certain routes, what he's good at, put him in different positions and just see how he responds. And I think he's done a great job of kind of adapting and changing his role, from day to day or even from play to play. So I think he's done a great job of learning that because that's something that you don't really do as much in college. The schemes are just way different. Offenses are way different. So he's a really smart guy, like I've said in the spring. So he's picked it up quickly. I think now he's getting to the point where he's starting to play faster. Because no matter how smart you are, how quick you pick up the offense, I remember being a rookie, and I know it, but you're still kind of like a little bit slow when you're playing. You're thinking, you're still breaking the huddle. You're thinking about where you're going, what you're running, and then right before the ball snap, you're like, all right, I know what I got. But as he has progressed, I think you can see it clicking more, where he has more confidence. He's breaking the huddle. He's going right to where he knows he's supposed to go. Some of the routes have just been, a little sharper as we've gone on, which has been great to see. And I know the more and more we work him and he's in this system, he's just going to continue to get more confident. That's like anybody.
Press is calling the plays for this football team. We'll see how it's going to work with him going to the sidelines instead of being up in the booth for the football team. That'll be the first time to see that in the 3 years that he's been here, coming up tomorrow night against the Kansas City Chiefs. Trevor was asked about Press calling the plays from the sideline as opposed to the booth where he's been through his first 2 years.
I think it does. It cuts down some of the communication time. I guess that would be accurate. But either way, I can get on the headset quick, or I can tell Mike if I'm thinking something to tell him. So that communication's always been good. So it doesn't change much. It'll be cool to see him down there and interact with him. I think it'll be good for him to get a feel for just the team, because there's some games are just different, and the feel at the beginning, you feel it as players and coaches on the field, but I'm sure it's different from the press box or the coach's booth. Like, I just can't. I've never been up there, so I don't know. I would assume it's different. Like, you're kind of detached from the energy and the atmosphere of the sidelines. So we'll see how that changes things, if it does at all. I don't really know. Doesn't change what I have to do, so I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
And Tom, I think in some ways you might want to be a little bit detached, right? You don't want to call things on emotion all the time, right? But let me ask you this. You're down on the sideline. You've been as a player, right? And maybe you're not paying attention to the offense as much, but it's not just your play calling and your communication with Trevor Lawrence. Wouldn't there be instances where Press Taylor wants to go, hey, Brian Thomas, this is what we're looking for, right? And you can't really do that from the booth,
right?
Right. I mean, there may be instances somebody could hand somebody a headset and you can have that conversation, but it seems a little clunky to do it that way.
I would rather. I've never called a game, but I'd rather be on the field. I'd want to feel that energy. I'd want to feel the momentum. I'd want to feel the rhythm. It's interesting. I was talking about this with Coach Campbell. He liked calling it as a defense coordinator from upstairs. He's like, I get distracted down on the field. So it's just different, I guess, for different people. But I'd want to be there. And I think it'll make a difference for Press, and I agree with it, because you could pull anybody aside. Hey, let's sit down here and look at this, whatever they look at, the
right.
video.
You pop out the Microsoft tablet, whatever they're doing these days.
And Mike is Mike McCoy, I'm assuming what Trev says.
Yes.
So Mike McCoy's the quarterback coach. So that's a little, now I'm sure the communication's great, but that's a little telephone, right? You're going from me to Mike to him. I'm sure it's fine in the communication, but it'd be nice to just be direct and you're right there with Mike there.
There's no question that.
Helping out and, giving his 2 cents too. So,
all right, one more here from Trevor Lawrence, and we'll wrap it up for now. And this is what you want to hear. This is why you signed the guy. He said Mitch Morse has been an absolute stud.
Mitch is a stud. Just a great leader, honestly. I think a guy that's, like I said before, he's proven himself in this league. He's a great player, leads the right way. What I love about him is his attitude. He's not afraid to work. It's not just Debbie Downer, 10-year vet coming in here, doesn't want to practice. He's excited to go out there and practice. I love the way he leads the guys. He communicates. There's times where he's wanting to get some extra works on some snaps, and I'm like, dude, he's been snapping for, who knows, millions of footballs in his career. Little things, he's always wanted to get better. The communication's been great, whether it's out here or in the meeting rooms. And obviously our system's a little bit different than what they did in Buffalo, so there's been a lot to communicate through, and he's done a great job. So I love where we're at. Just got to keep working that, but he's been awesome and much needed, up front. Just as far as how he leads, I think it's been awesome. Yeah.
He's a great addition, man. And I think him and Sheriff, and I even think Ezra's going to come around to be real physical trio in that inside. He plays the part. He looks big and tough. Mitch does with his look, with the shaved head and the beard. But, man, he does. He's very athletic. And, again, look, I think the message has been made loud and clear. We have to be more physical. That's O-line. That's the whole team. I mean, Doug preached it pretty much in the offseason. He kept talking about being physical. Well, they are being physical this camp for sure.
The irony is, we got these old guys, and they're the healthiest ones on the offensive line, right? Yeah. I mean, Morse and Sheriff have been perfectly fine. And Keep it that way.
Knock on wood, yeah.
All right, we'll come back. D-Rock's going to weigh in with some camp observations, what he's looking for out of the Jaguars tomorrow in terms of an indicator of success. Mike DiRocco of ESPN on the other side. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We like sunny skies and sandy beaches too. That's why we are Jacksonville Sports Radio. 1010XL. Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update. Brought to you by
USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. With a bronze medal up for grabs, the U.S. men's volleyball team is squaring off against Italy in the bronze medal match. Right now, after taking the first set 25-23, the Americans lead 20-19 in the second. Team USA is looking to win its first medal since taking home the bronze in Rio in 2016. It finished in 10th place in Tokyo. Earlier, the U.S. men's water polo team failed to advance to the gold medal match, falling to two-time defending gold medalist Serbia in the semifinals, 10-6. Team USA will play either Hungary or Croatia in the bronze medal match on Sunday. The American men haven't won a medal since taking silver at 2008's Beijing Games. The U.S. women's water polo team plays the Netherlands for bronze tomorrow. Third round in women's golf is in full swing. 21-year-old American Rose Zhang is -5 through 16, 3 shots off the pace. With this Summer Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Doors take us to summers away or winter adventures and afternoon getaways. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by working with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential. Because doors were meant to be opened. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimum supply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Rotator cuff tears are the most common overhead injuries I see. In order to avoid shoulder issues, make sure not to overload the front of the shoulder while also focusing on developing good scapular strength and maintaining flexibility in your lats. Proper hydration, nutrition, and supplementation are also crucial to joint and muscle health. Go Jag.
Are you worried about
about your roof, protect it with a lifetime shingle transferable warranty with Universal Roof and Contract. Save up to $1,250 on your roof replacement, plus flexible financing up to 15 years. This expires August 31st and restrictions apply. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Like to learn how to fly an airplane? Well, you're not alone. High Flying Jacko here, inviting you to listen Sunday morning. We'll start your aviation career with a 60-minute ride on the airwaves of 1010XL. The High Flying Show, Sunday at 9 on 1010XL.
The restaurant of the day is Flame Broiler. Try the happy hour special, a mini chicken bowl with a drink for just $6.45. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or check out one of 5 locations across town. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Homeowners, good news for you. Accent on 4. Listen up. Loan Pronto now has mortgage rates that start with a 4. Prosser here. It's true. Mortgage rates have plummeted. So low, we haven't seen them in a long time. If your current rate is over 6%, you can dump it and lower your house payment big time. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.99% APR. So whether you got your loan last week, last month, or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto. Even if you're in process with another lender, stop now. Call Loan Pronto. Ask about their zero-cost rate reduction home loan. You can lock in a lower rate with no closing costs in a matter of days, with almost no paperwork and usually no appraisal. And if you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call now. Loan Pronto can give you a rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Call 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Owner approved credit, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
It's our man, Mike Drock. That's the siren song right there, putting out the call for D-Rock.
Tommy gets AC/DC and Metallica. D-Rock.
So I like this, man.
I remember this song.
I love this song. Totally, it's a great song. Spandau Ballet.
Who sang it?
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, from mid-'80s.
Right.
By the way, before D-Rock, we get into picking up our conversation from yesterday, I told you I put the smush on the lady golfers. because Rose Zhang was 7 under, and then she double bogeyed. Well, she eagled 18.
Oh, wow.
To get back to 7 under, and trails Lydia Ko by a stroke. Ko still with 2 to play out there, and Nelly Korda is 4 off the pace. So still got a chance to get some up on the medal podium. D-Rock, good morning. Thanks for things. What was going on with you yesterday, man?
I was just standing there in the Miller Electric Center talking, and then my phone goes, boop, and then I couldn't make a call out or I couldn't get a call in. I got the lovely Verizon wireless message, your call cannot be completed. So I think it was a conspiracy to keep me from, participating on the show by Verizon. So
well, it may have been. If Verizon knew who you were calling, there's a good chance, Tony, that they absolutely went that way. I may have burned my bridges with that company a few years back as well. The story's probably on my Facebook page still to this day. I did a whole spiel on it. Anyway, D-Rock, a couple of things before we get into it. Press Taylor calling plays, okay, we're not there for the final decision yet, but the decision to go from the booth to the sideline, is that a signal that they knew there was something that needed to be improved and this is what they're trying?
I don't know if they're the feeling that something needed to be improved, because I've told you guys before, I would be very surprised if Doug Peterson takes over play calling. I expect it to stay the same. But giving press a chance to have maybe a different look, maybe try and get a little bit more of a feel, because, when you're up there in that press box, you're sort of, or the coach's booth, you're sort of insulated, I guess, a little bit. You maybe don't get the feel of the team as well. You don't get the sense of the emotion or maybe what's going on the field. Now, it could be an issue, too, of let's eliminate some of those communication problems that we seemed to have last year. Multiple times they were forced to call timeouts and weren't able to get the play in, or they weren't able to get it in time. And I think we saw some times when Trevor Lawrence was really frustrated with that. So it's a good chance to maybe take a look at it and see if it works better that way. But, again, I don't know that this is something that indicates that if this doesn't go well, that there's going to be a change, because I still believe Doug Peterson is going to let Press Taylor call plays.
What would the starting offensive linemen that aren't going to be available tomorrow night do for you as far as your comfort level with putting Trevor Lawrence out there in the first place, and how much would you change the way you would call whatever number of snaps you'd be willing to give him in tomorrow night's game?
I would still play him. I think he has to play. I think you need to get a couple of game reps in here with Brian Thomas Jr., with Gabe Davis, work with Mitch Morse during a game to kind of get a little bit of a feel for that, because we know he's most likely not playing in that second game, and we'll see how much he plays in the third game. But I think they're, just call the offense. They're going to get 1, 2, maybe 3 drives depending on how it goes. I would expect some quick stuff, obviously, especially with both tackles out. So I would really not expect to see a whole lot out of the playbook. But I think he's got to play, and I think that's what Doug Peterson is going to continue to do even as we go forward. If he's here for 5 or 10, 11 more years and Trevor's a 10-year starter, I think he's still going to want to play him in the preseason opener just to get some reps for these guys.
Hey, D-Rock, great to talk to you, my man. How about on the defensive side of the ball? Ryan Nielsen says, hey, this depth chart is set in sand, which means it can be washed away, I guess, overnight at any given moment. How long are they going to play, do you think, in this opening preseason game overall?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 or 3 drives as well, maybe the full quarter, depending on how things play out. It's a really good test for those guys, obviously. This is – I know it's a preseason game. I know there's no game planning going on, but it's Pat Mahomes, for goodness sakes. It's the world champs. You got to get an idea of where you guys measure up in terms of, can I get to the passer? Can we impact his ability to get the ball off? Can I make him move? And then if I make a move, do we have the guys here that can help clean it up? So I don't think we'll see a lot of exotic stuff. But I love this comment about it, the depth chart being etched in sand. But let's be honest, there's some cement there too, like Devon Hamilton, Josh Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker, Foye. I mean, there's a little bit of cement there. So I don't I understand what he's doing and what he's saying, but obviously, we know we could probably sit here and all come up with the 11 starters quickly off the top of our head. We kind of know where this defense is.
D-Rock, I just want to clean something up. A moment ago, you said with both tackles out.
I'm sorry. I thought about that just a second ago.
Okay, and I thought you
sorry,
meant two guys out on the line.
There was some question about whether Cam was going to play, but sorry about that.
That's all good. No, that's why we follow up and we ask, and because people go, wait a minute, I didn't hear that. So it seems like we'll have Cam out there, Walker Little on the right side. Right now, do you expect it to be Blake Hance, Tyler Shatley at left guard? Do you know?
Hance, I would think, is going to be out there. I think that we've seen him really get a lot of reps working with that unit, so I'm expecting it to be Hance. But we're going to see all those guys at some point. It wouldn't surprise me if in Drive 2 we see Tyler Shatley there as well, the old grizzled veteran who's going into, year 11, I think, year 10. I think it's year 10. So give him a little bit of work as well. I was a little surprised they brought him back. Glad they brought him back. He's a good guy in the locker room. I like talking with him, and gives him a chance to get that decade in.
What have you learned about the team through the first couple of weeks at training camp?
That secondary, I think, is going to be much better than we all anticipated, or maybe just I anticipated. They've all had really good camps, the 4 or 5 starters that we, kind of expect to be the starters, the Ronald Darby, the Tyson Campbell, Cisco, Savage, Antonio Johnson. I thought Dewey Wingard was having a really, really good camp before he got hurt, and thought he might have been a guy that might be in that starting lineup. But I've been impressed with the tight coverage that those defensive backs have kind of used all camp. Ronald Darby in particular, I thought has probably had the best camp of all the corners, just slightly ahead of Tyson Campbell. But those guys have really given the receivers a hard time. And, obviously receivers win some, DBs win some. But if I were keeping a check mark thing, I think the DBs have won more than the receivers. So I was really interested to see if they had the personnel to play that, and it certainly looks like they do.
All right, Mike DeRocco with ESPN. D-Rock, we're under 2 weeks away from your official launch to getting back in here on a regular basis every Thursday. We're definitely looking forward to that and anticipating that. Anything you serving up at ESPN.com to get folks ready for the big game tomorrow?
No, we're not doing any advance to the game. I'm working on a big Josh Allen feature, working on a Mac Jones story as well, and, starting my season preview work this week, and then I've got a Trevor Lawrence story that I'm working on that should hopefully run before the Monday Night Football game.
And plenty of Breakfast Bowl research.
Yeah, I didn't know D-Rock was covering the Buffalo quarterback.
That's $1 in the jar.
Oh,
Josh Hines
Allen. You're right. Look, it's going to take a while.
We're going to enforce that in 13 days. Now, today, you can get away with it today.
Freebie today.
I'm literally staring at the depth chart, and it says Josh Hines Allen on the depth chart, and I still said Josh Allen.
It's all right. Ingrained stuff is the way it happens to us. You can find Mike on the X or Twitter platform at ESPN DeRocco. D-Rock, enjoy the game this weekend, and we'll look forward to having you back in studio very soon.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you, buddy. There he goes, Mike DeRocco of ESPN. All right, let's take a time out here. We'll come back and cool it down with some thoughts on today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day, how we will measure success for the Jaguars tomorrow. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Any time of day, Dandy's got your back. As you're driving around Duval, it's going to be the most fresh, delicious food that you can get convenient on the go anywhere in Jacksonville. Just swing into a gate station. You can fill up the tank. You can fill up your belly. You can cool down with a little AC and just admire all the options from Dandy in the fresh case. But don't just look. Purchase and try out some of these different options. Look, I could eat their tuna salad every single day if I was going that direction, but you don't have to. They've got so many different varieties, from protein packs to gourmet salads to fruit cups and veggie trays, the full line of sandwiches and subs, all the breakfast items you can get your hands on, and hot and cold, just delicious offerings made with the highest quality ingredients. They locally source them here in Jacksonville as often as possible. Give you that variety that you're looking for, and always keep the prices in a reasonable range as well. When you're looking for food on the go in Duval, Dandy and the Anytime Deli labels are the name to know. So do what I do when you're hungry. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh, good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier, where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm Ben from Beard's Diamonds. My father and I buy our stones direct from the diamond cutters. No middleman, no big company overhead, no commission salespeople, and we pass the savings on to you. Before you buy anywhere else, remember, Beard's Diamonds will beat any competitor's price.
In the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
What's changed totally inside and out? The Kuhn Flowers massive storefront, and yes, they've totally remodeled the showroom inside too. This is Frank Frangie, and the next time you drive by, stop and smell the roses at Kuhn Flowers.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
Join the fun with XL Primetime, Friday at Firehouse Subs in San Marco. Get pictures and autographs from Jags players, cheerleaders, and Jackson DeVille. 2 to 4 Friday at Firehouse Subs in San Marco.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Hon, what do you say we go to the supermarket today?
Again? Weren't we just there yesterday?
Well, yeah, but it's just so nice and cool in there.
Why don't we just get our air conditioning fixed?
Can we afford it?
We can with Duck Air Conditioning. They offer financing.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it will be.
Beat the Florida heat with Duck Air Conditioning. Jacksonville area's AC experts. Repairs to new installations. Trust the Duck to keep your cooling costs low. DuckDuckAC.com.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa, you'll huddle up with the Heels at the overhang bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010XL.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today.
Meet David talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
After my first treatment of BioTarget, I noticed the results right away when I left the office. I was having pain in my knee and I was unable to run. After the treatment, I was able to start running again. I was taking like ibuprofen. It really wasn't working. Really didn't want to consider surgery at all, so that's why I seeked out the BioTargeting. You can have here at the Injury Care Center, they're going to give you 100% money back guarantee for a treatment. I don't know if it gets any better than that. I was amazed about the results. I would definitely recommend this to my friends and family members.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit gobiotarget.com today.
Jaguars fans, the 2024 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with our Kansas City Chiefs Saturday, August 10th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field. The Jaguars have won it! You won't want to miss a second of the action. Grab your tickets for the 7 p.m. kick by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there.
For the greenest, lushest lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jags kick off their first preseason game tomorrow against the Kansas City Chiefs. Head coach Doug Peterson shared his message to the young guys in preseason.
Really just tell them to enjoy it, absorb, take in everything. Obviously first time for all these guys to play, in an NFL football game, and it's exciting for them. But at the same time, I want them to go out and play well, calm their minds, but at the same time have fun, enjoy it.
Listen to the game live on 1010XL with coverage starting at 2 and kickoff at 7. JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Chiefs this Saturday. Let them do the driving. With multiple locations around town and passes starting at $10 on the My JTA app. Learn more, visit jtafla.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, the Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day as we cool it down here on Jaguars Today. Which of these would be the best measure of success for the Jags versus the Chiefs tomorrow? We gave you the options of first team offense looks good, first team defense looks good, no major injuries coming out of the game, or the final score is the best indicator of success. 2 people so far out of 250 have said the final score will be the best indicator, and I'm assuming at least one is trolling us, and that's fine. I got to default to no major injuries, right? Because, look, let's say there were 2 drives for the Jags, 2 5-play drives, stick it in the end zone twice. But you lost one of your starters, on the whatever, on either side of the ball for the season, for half the season. You'd be like, I feel good, yeah, but. But, now you balance that with, okay, everyone's healthy, but what if they look like trash, right? What if they just don't look good? I still think that's the better option. If you can only have one, I think it's you want these guys coming out unscathed, Tone.
Well, yeah, it depends on how you want to attack the word best, right? Because I do think there is a real scenario where even if the offense and defense looks bad, nobody gets hurt, you're like, okay, made it through the week. Right? Like, that'll kind of be the attitude that I would have, regardless of what happens with the offense or defense. So I'm with you. I would land on no major injuries is where I would vote for this thing. But I do think there is something to how much you would rather see them have big success early on offense or big success early on defense for this football team against Kansas City. And I think given the test that they're being given, I would be more impressed if the defense looks awesome for a quarter tomorrow night against the Chiefs than if the offense looks awesome against whatever the Chiefs defense is going to be in 2024. So I would put it in the order of no major injuries, defense, offense, and then final score. Who cares?
Yeah, right. That final score is
would your guys' answers change if it was the whole, 3 games and not just the first game? Like coming out of the preseason, do you want your offense doing good? Do you want your defense doing good?
Well, you're talking about major injuries, right? Like,
so major means you're losing.
I'm thinking you're losing a key player. for a significant period of time.
Yeah.
Right? That to me is a major, like a half season at least injury to a key starter. You know, and look,
I think the injuries, it's a whole order of measure above the other two for me in the entirety of the preseason.
Here's the thing, though, Tommy. There's no reason you can't have more than one of these.
Yeah.
Right? Keep them healthy, have the offense look good, have the defense look good. Right?
Yeah.
So we're not. It's not a
all the above.
Right? It's to some degree. I think Tony makes a good point, though. Would you rather have the offense look good or the defense look good, knowing who you're going up against with Mahomes, the first teamers tomorrow?
Yeah.
Which one would you fall on?
Yeah, I'd like to know my defense can, at least in the first test, look pretty darn good. But there is something, too. I do want to see this offense humming. Now, I don't have to see it week one. If they're out there and they go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, which could happen. It's happened before. Then it is what it is. We'll talk about it. But, you can't get too high, can't get too low in the first preseason game.
They had a pick and a 3 and out on their first two possessions last year.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Right.
And then they got the turnover in the short field, and they took advantage of it. They put Trevor in the offense back out there for one more series, and it ended with the Kirk touchdown at the end of that. But it was a pick on the first pass of the game, a 3 and out when they got the ball back, and then they got the turnover. So it's like, all right, there was an open question, do they send them out for a third series?
No, right, I remember.
At that point in that game, well, they got the short field. They took advantage of it. Right. But it's not that long ago that we saw the first-team offense have that kind of day.
Right.
In the first week of the preseason, they got a little bit lucky by forcing their own turnover.
Yeah. And then you just think of that scenario. Like, that's great that they scored on that third possession, right? But what if someone got hurt on that possession? You know what I mean? So it's hard to – I don't know, because you could go through – I mean, no, you don't want anybody major – you don't want anybody hurt.
No.
You don't want anybody hurt in the preseason, right? Major injuries especially, that they're going to miss significant time.
I would say
you got to be ready, too, so I need a little bit of everything.
I look, if you give me the choice, offense, defense, give me the offense. Shining, right? Look,
yeah,
you're going to go as far as your quarterback ultimately takes you, right?
Yeah,
and
I want to see him home.
I have a really good feeling about this defense. Like, I think they could be really good this year, potentially, right? Again, you got to get some luck and you got to get some breaks and guys got to stay healthy and all that. But I feel like if they show, I think they're going to give Miami some problems. I really do in week one.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I want to see them go out there and have Kansas City go boom, 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 boom up and down the field with them tomorrow. I'll say if Trevor Lawrence is out there for a third drive tomorrow, that's not a good. That's not a good sign, right? One drive, 8 plays, points on the board.
Yep.
That's fine.
That could be done.
2 drives, 12 plays, points on the board, a touchdown.
Yep.
Let's roll with that. All right.
Even if it's not a touchdown, I'm still okay.
Right.
As long as they made some
I don't want to take over at the opponent's 45, pick up 10 yards, and have Little kick the field goal. But, within reason.
Yep.
All right. Let's have Tony, while we got a couple of minutes, take us around some of the top stories in the National Football League.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Tennessee cornerback Caleb Farley will miss a couple of weeks with a hamstring injury there at the Titans training camp. Linebacker Pete Warner is signing a 3-year, $25 million extension, $17.5 million of that guaranteed with the New Orleans Saints. The update came out after we went off the air yesterday, and now we know that Atlanta wide receiver Rondale Moore will miss the 2024 season with a knee injury that he suffered earlier this week. Cleveland running back Deonta Foreman returned to practice yesterday for the Browns a week after suffering a neck injury that required hospitalization a week ago. The New York Jets will restrict wide receiver Mike Williams, who they activated off of their PUP list, to individual drills and work to the side of practice for the next couple of weeks as he continues to return from his ACL injury.
Man, imagine if we had Trevor Lawrence working on that contract extension, or Josh Hines-Allen, whatever, and someone came up to Shad Khan. Do you feel a sense of urgency to get this done? Nah, not really, not particularly, right? Like, Jerry Jones has no more you-know-whats to give at this stage, I think, and better them than us.
Yeah.
Let's leave it that way.
Yeah, I mean, he's never afraid to speak his mind, that's for sure.
Still, I don't know if that's the wisest.
No, I know.
You can answer that in a way where you're not lying.
Yeah, totally.
You can say, hey, you know what, CeeDee's a very important part of this. We're working to get things done.
We're working on it.
We have a sense of urgency about everything we do, right? But I feel like he's more like, I'm like 80, whatever. I don't.
Yeah, maybe he had too many scotches.
I have a sense of urgency to pee sometimes, but that's about it. Maybe he did. I don't know.
What I'm saying? Like,
honestly, in the video, he looked good.
Yeah,
Jerry, because Jerry's looked kind of not so great at times in recent years. He looked fairly healthy.
Yeah, he does.
I thought.
Yeah.
So, it's all that. Hey, you can buy a lot of Botox, I guess, or whatever you're doing.
Or clean eating they're living, Mike. You never know.
It could be that. I'm going to guess not. So
you never know.
You never know. I mean, look, you have that kind of money where your team is worth what they're worth, billions and billions of dollars, whatever treatments are available to you, life extending. You're going to avail yourself.
Yeah.
I think.
I would imagine.
Of all that stuff. So, Tommy, what give me one guy other than Trevor Lawrence that you'll have your eyes on tomorrow, hoping for a good performance.
Mason Smith.
Good one.
I want to see him. He's been a beast in practice. I like his mentality. Were you down there when they first skirmished the O-line?
No.
I was right there.
I had to go. Yeah,
I was right there, and he. Let's just say he didn't ask any questions. He just started throwing bombs. And granted, you don't want that in the game, but I love the mentality. I love that quick, anger, twitch. We need some more of that.
Like you said, there's a fine line between enthusiasm and being undisciplined, right?
Yeah,
so,
you can't punch guys in the face, that's for sure.
Right. Well,
you want to.
For the number one reason, don't break your hand. Right?
It could happen, yeah.
So
it could happen.
Anyway, all right, Dylan, let's wrap it up.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
LB in the house, Lauren Brooks. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fabulous, thanks. How are you?
I'll have you know that your lovely wedding photo, I don't know if you noticed, we hung up.
I did notice
so people could enjoy that. I come in today. It's unceremoniously taken down and left on the table over there.
That goes to show you how all the other shows feel about me.
I guess so. And we hung it back up. It's not on camera, but
that's quite all right.
There you go. How's your first week of wedded bliss?
It's been good. 2 weeks now.
Oh, it's 2 weeks.
All right.
I'm fine.
Time flies.
That's
right.
When you're in bliss.
Yeah, all good, thanks. Just settling in for Jaguars football tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you, other than Trevor Lawrence, give us the one player you'd most like to see perform well tomorrow?
To me, the answer is easy, and it's Tank Bigsby. I want to see him. I want to see him do the things that we've seen him do in training camp, the last 2 training camps, and I also want to see him do the things that they expect him to be able to do this season, and that is be in the right position, understand the situational football, and things like that.
All right. What do the Heels have coming up today?
Well, Mia caught up with Jarian Jones yesterday, the former FSU cornerback, and so we will let you hear that interview, and of course, we'll get into all things Jaguars, and we're efforting for Nick De La Torre, who covers Florida, and so we'll talk some Gators as well.
All right, LB, have a great show. Enjoy the game tomorrow, and I'll see you out there at practice next week.
Yes, sounds good. You'll be in the bowels of the stadium Saturday night. I'll be in the press box.
Oh, no, I won't.
No, he won't.
I'll be in the Miller Electric
bowels
Center.
of the stadium.
Oh.
He'll be in the Miller
Tomorrow.
Electric
This
Center.
I'll let you know on Monday how it all works out. But I'm just they're adding a level of difficulty, not necessarily necessary for the first preseason game. But hey, you know what? Above my pay grade. We'll see how it works out tomorrow. Tune in to the broadcast to find out. Do I go down in flames with JP Shadrick and the crew? I'm sure it will be brilliant.
It'll be great.
Because we got people like Tony and Linda Fortunato working behind the scenes very well. All right, LB?
Times they are a-changing.
They are. Have a great show.
Thank you.
Tone, for me, one guy other than Trevor, give me Mitch Morse, man. I want to see Mitch Morse blow up a couple of people and let's convert a couple of short yardage. Who you got? Give me one guy.
Jarian Jones.
Jarian Jones.
My guy. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it on the show yesterday.
Yep.
He's a guy that I was all kinds of excited about going in to this whole thing. But yeah, he'd be at the top of my list tomorrow.
A bunch of guys, and I'm with you on Mason Smith, Tommy. Let's just hope the Jags, again, come out unscathed. Let's hope the offense and defense and special teams all shine. Championship will mint it tomorrow after they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Either way, enjoy the game. Be safe. We'll see you out there. For Tom McManus, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. David Garrard in studio with us next Monday as the lineup returns. And we're off and rolling. This has been Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
I told y'all.